Philip's War was a disastrous conflict between the British colonists and the Native Americans of the New England region. It lasted from 1675 to 1676. Though both sides suffered devastating losses, the war ultimately led to the decline of the formerly great New England tribes. In the 40 years since the Pequot War of 1937, the Native Americans had suffered more and more oppression at the hands of the colonists. Metacom, or King Philip as he was nicknamed, was the son of Massasoit and the new chief of the Wampanoags. A very proud leader, Metacom was unable to accept the British settlers' abuse of his people. This abuse took multiple forms. Land struggles surfaced as the population of the New England colonies grew and the settlers took control of Indian territory. Further, in 1671, Plymouth officials made Metacom surrender weapons and sign a treaty subjecting his people to British law. After this incident, Metacom began to plan a resistance movement. The breaking point came in 1675. 3 Wampanoags were hanged by a Puritan court for the murder of John Sassamon, a converted Indian who informed Plymouth officials of the Wampanoag resistance plans. Soon after the hanging, Metacom and his warriors unleashed the first brutal attacks. The Indians' initial success shocked the colonists. Brutal hit-and-run attacks devastated New England towns. As the Indian warriors drew closer to Boston and Providence, weak draft laws and lack of unity kept the colonists from fighting back. After March of 1676, the Indian success began to fade. Lack of supplies and disease led many to surrender. Metacom himself died in battle in Rhode Island. 2 weeks later, the capture of the Wampanoag captain Anawan at Anawan Rock ended the war. Despite its victory, New England did suffer great losses. Enormous debts and destroyed property damaged the economy, and thousands of colonists were wounded or lost their lives. However, the Indian losses were much greater. Most of their property was completely destroyed. Many were dead. Those who survived were sold into slavery. But worst of all, their failure to overcome the British oppression led to the fall of the once powerful northern tribes. Never again could they be restored to their former greatness. King Philip's War, combined with 1675's Bacon's Rebellion and other conflicts between colonists and natives, shaped the Indians' difficult future in the land they once ruled. These conflicts bred hatred and prejudice in the settlers. Sadly, the Native Americans' troubles with the new inhabitants of their homeland were only beginning.